You see, every day, every single day, you wake up with two choices. You can either keep doing what you've been doing, same habits, same excuses, same results, or you can take that one step that pushes you closer to the life you know you were meant to live. Greatness, it ain't something you stumble upon. Success, it ain't luck. It's daily discipline. It's daily commitment. It's waking up, showing up, and refusing to let yesterday's failures define today's potential. So I ask you, what are you willing to do today? Because if you can change today, if you can own today, you can change your life. Your thoughts shape your reality. Everything you experience, everything you become, starts in the mind. The way you think determines how you act, how you react, and ultimately the results you get in life. It all starts with belief. Belief in yourself, belief in your potential, and belief that change is possible. Without the right mindset, no amount of effort, talent, or opportunity will lead to lasting success. The mind is like a garden. If you plant negativity, self-doubt, and fear, that's exactly what will grow. But if you plant confidence, gratitude, and determination, you will cultivate a life of purpose and success. Most people don't even realize that they are feeding their minds with the wrong seeds. They wake up complaining, they focus on problems, and they surround themselves with negativity. They don't understand that every thought is a building block for their future. Successful people aren't just lucky. They don't stumble into success, they create it. And they do it by training their minds to see possibilities where others see obstacles. They understand that challenges aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones. They don't ask, why is this happening to me? They ask, what can I learn from this? That shift in thinking makes all the difference. Fear is one of the biggest enemies of progress, and it starts in the mind. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside of comfort. But fear is just a story you tell yourself. It's not real. It's a projection of what could go wrong, not what will go wrong. And the only way to silence fear is to shift your mindset. Instead of thinking, what if I fail? Start asking, what if I succeed? Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, remind yourself, I am learning, I am growing, and I am capable. Your words and thoughts shape your destiny. Speak negatively about yourself, and you'll live a negative life. Speak with confidence, and you'll start to move in the direction of that confidence. That's why affirmations work. Not because they are magic, but because they train your mind to believe in yourself, to expect greatness instead of mediocrity. When you wake up and say, today is an opportunity, instead of today is going to be tough, your actions will follow that belief. Your environment also plays a major role in shaping your mindset. The people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, the conversations you engage in, they all influence the way you think. If you spend time with people who complain, who doubt, who make excuses, it's only a matter of time before you start doing the same. But if you surround yourself with people who push forward, who see solutions instead of problems, who refuse to settle, their mindset will start to rub off on you. It's not just about removing negativity, it's about actively seeking positivity. Read books that inspire you. Listen to voices that challenge you to think bigger. Study the habits of successful people and apply them to your own life. Your mind is a muscle, and just like any muscle, it needs to be exercised and trained. The more you feed it with strong, empowering thoughts, the more powerful it becomes. Growth happens when you step outside your comfort zone, but your mind will always try to pull you back to what feels safe. It will tell you to stay in your routine, to avoid risk, to stick with what's familiar. That's why most people stay stuck. They listen to the voice of doubt instead of challenging it. They let their old way of thinking keep them from stepping into a new way of living. Rewiring your mindset is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice. Every morning you have a choice. Will you feed your mind with doubt and fear, or will you fuel it with confidence and determination? Every challenge you face is an opportunity to shift your perspective. Will you see it as an obstacle, or will you see it as a lesson? The way you answer those questions will determine where you go in life. Success isn't built overnight. It's not the result of one big moment, one major breakthrough, or one stroke of luck. It's built through the small, consistent actions you take every single day. The little things you do repeatedly, even when no one is watching, are what shape your future. Every great achievement is the result of small, daily habits that compound over time. People often wait for a perfect moment, a burst of motivation, or a big opportunity before they take action. They think success comes from massive changes, but the truth is, it's the small wins that matter. The small choices you make every day determine your trajectory. Whether it's waking up a little earlier, reading for 10 minutes, choosing to push yourself when you feel like quitting, or doing just one more rep at the gym, these seemingly minor decisions create momentum. It's easy to underestimate the power of small wins because they don't always give immediate results. When you start working out, you don't see instant transformation. When you begin reading, you don't immediately feel wiser. But over time, those small efforts stack up, creating unstoppable progress. The problem is that most people quit before they see results. They don't realize that success is just on the other side of consistency. Every day presents an opportunity to win, but you have to be intentional about it. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or intelligence. It's consistency. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can stay disciplined for a week. But the ones who truly change their lives are the ones who commit to small, daily improvements over months and years. Momentum is everything. When you start building small wins, they lead to bigger wins. If you wake up and make your bed, you've already completed a task. That small act of discipline sets the tone for the rest of the day. If you drink water instead of soda, that small choice supports a bigger goal of health. If you read 10 pages a day, that's 3,650 pages in a year, more than most people read in a lifetime. The little things add up. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Too many people get discouraged because they don't see big changes fast enough. They expect immediate results, and when they don't get them, they give up. But success isn't about giant leaps. It's about steady steps. Even the smallest progress is still progress. If you improve by just 1% every day, that growth compounds. Over time, that 1% turns into a completely different life. Discipline is what turns small wins into lasting success. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the effort, days when you're tired, unmotivated, or tempted to take the easy route. That's when discipline kicks in. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. And every time you push through, you're reinforcing the habit of consistency. It's important to celebrate small victories. Most people overlook them because they're too focused on the end goal. But acknowledging small wins fuels motivation. It reminds you that progress is happening, even if it's slow. Whether it's finishing a workout, completing a chapter in a book, or sticking to a habit for a week, recognize the effort. Success isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey and the habits you build along the way. Small wins create confidence. When you prove to yourself that you can follow through, even in small ways, you build self-trust. You start believing in your ability to accomplish bigger goals. Confidence doesn't come from wishing or hoping, it comes from action. Every time you do what you said you would do, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of more. The challenge is to stay committed when progress feels slow. Many people quit because they don't see instant results. But the real transformation happens beneath the surface. Just like a seed takes time to sprout, your efforts take time to show results. The most successful people are the ones who keep showing up day after day, trusting that their small efforts will eventually lead to big rewards. Motivation is temporary. It comes in waves, it fades, and it's unreliable. One day you wake up feeling inspired, ready to take on the world, and the next day you feel tired, unmotivated, and full of doubt. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll never be consistent, and without consistency, you'll never reach your full potential. That's why discipline is the foundation of success. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about making a commitment to yourself and keeping it no matter the circumstances. Most people only take action when they feel motivated, but the problem is that motivation is an emotion, and emotions are unpredictable. Discipline, on the other hand, is a choice. It's a habit. It's a mindset. The most successful people in the world don't wake up every day feeling motivated. They don't always feel like working out, studying, or pushing through challenges, but they do it anyway. They have trained themselves to act based on commitment, not on feelings. They understand that success is built through daily habits, not occasional bursts of effort. Discipline starts with a decision that no matter what, you will follow through. That means sticking to your routine even on the hard days. It means going to the gym when you don't feel like it, working on your goals when you're tired, and staying focused when distractions are pulling you in every direction. It means doing the work regardless of how you feel. One of the biggest myths about success is that it requires constant passion and excitement. But the truth is, the process is often repetitive, boring, and difficult. The top athletes, the best entrepreneurs, the most successful individuals, they don't always enjoy the grind, but they embrace it. They know that discipline is what turns average into extraordinary. The key to building discipline is to remove emotion from the equation. If you let your feelings dictate your actions, you'll never be consistent. Some days you'll feel like working hard, other days you won't. But discipline means showing up regardless. It means creating a routine and sticking to it, no matter what. When something becomes a habit, you no longer rely on motivation. You just do it automatically. Discipline is built through repetition. The more you push yourself to take action, despite not feeling like it, the stronger your self-control becomes. At first, it's uncomfortable. Your mind will resist. You'll find excuses, distractions, and reasons to quit. But if you push past that resistance, it gets easier. Eventually, discipline becomes part of who you are. Another key to developing discipline is accountability. When you hold yourself accountable, you eliminate the option of quitting. That means setting clear goals, tracking your progress, and being honest with yourself. It means recognizing when you're making excuses and pushing past them. Surrounding yourself with disciplined individuals also helps, because their mindset will influence yours. People who rely on motivation often struggle with consistency. They start strong, but the moment motivation fades, they stop. That's why so many people fail to reach their goals. They wait to feel ready, but the truth is, you'll never always feel ready. The only way to make progress is to take action, whether you feel like it or not. Discipline also requires sacrifice. It means saying no to distractions, delaying gratification, and prioritizing long-term success over short-term comfort. It's easy to choose what's comfortable now, but discipline forces you to choose what's best for your future. It's about making the tough choices today so that you can live the life you want tomorrow. One of the biggest benefits of discipline is that it builds confidence. When you prove to yourself that you can follow through on your commitments, you start believing in yourself. Every time you push past resistance, every time you do something difficult, you strengthen your self-trust. You realize that you are in control, that you have the power to shape your future through your actions. The greatest rewards in life don't come from motivation, they come from discipline. They come from consistency. They come from showing up day after day, regardless of how you feel. Growth never comes from comfort. The moment things feel too easy, too familiar, or too predictable, that's the moment progress stops. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced struggle, discomfort, and adversity. They didn't run from it, they embraced it. Because they understood one thing: struggle is the price of growth. Most people avoid struggle. They see difficulty as a sign to stop, a reason to turn back, or an excuse to quit. But struggle is not a sign of failure, it's a sign of progress. The fact that something is hard means you're growing. It means you're pushing beyond your limits, stretching beyond what you thought was possible, and breaking through the barriers that have held you back. Every challenge, every setback, every obstacle is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to develop resilience, to build mental toughness, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagine. The strongest people are not the ones who have had it easy. They are the ones who have faced difficulty, pushed through, and come out stronger on the other side. Struggle reveals character. When everything is going well, it's easy to stay positive, stay disciplined, and stay focused. But when things get tough, that's when your true mindset is tested. Do you give up, or do you push forward? Do you let failure define you, or do you learn from it? The way you respond to struggle determines your success. Pain is part of the process. Growth and discomfort go hand in hand. A muscle doesn't grow without resistance. A skill doesn't improve without practice. A person doesn't evolve without challenge. The moments that test you the most are the moments that shape you the most. Every time you push through discomfort, you become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next challenge. Fear is what stops most people from embracing struggle. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But fear is just an illusion. It's a mental barrier, not a real one. The only way to conquer fear is to face it head on. The more you step into discomfort, the more you realize that fear has no power over you. The things you once thought were impossible become possible simply because you had the courage to try. Discomfort is a sign that you are moving forward. If your life feels too easy, if everything is predictable, if you are never challenged, then you are not growing. Growth requires stepping into the unknown, doing things that scare you, and putting yourself in situations that force you to level up. The greatest achievements in life don't come from playing it safe. They come from taking risks, pushing limits, and refusing to settle for less than you are capable of. Failure is not the enemy. In fact, failure is one of the greatest teachers. Every mistake, every setback, every rejection carries a lesson. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never quit. They understand that failure is part of the journey, and they use it to their advantage. They learn, they adjust, and they keep going. Struggle builds resilience. It teaches you how to handle adversity, how to stay focused under pressure, and how to keep moving forward even when things feel impossible. Life will always throw challenges your way, but if you train yourself to embrace struggle, you become unstoppable. Nothing can shake you because you've built the mental strength to handle anything. Your mindset towards struggle determines your future. If you see struggle as a burden, you will always resist growth. But if you see struggle as a blessing, as a chance to become stronger, then every challenge becomes an opportunity. Instead of running from difficulty, you start to welcome it. Instead of fearing discomfort, you start to seek it out, because you understand that every struggle is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. Growth never comes from comfort. The moment things feel too easy, too familiar, or too predictable, that's the moment progress stops. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced struggle, discomfort, and adversity. They didn't run from it, they embraced it, because they understood one thing: struggle is the price of growth. Most people avoid struggle. They see difficulty as a sign to stop, a reason to turn back, or an excuse to quit. But struggle is not a sign of failure, it's a sign of progress. The fact that something is hard means you're growing. It means you're pushing beyond your limits, stretching beyond what you thought was possible, and breaking through the barriers that have held you back. Every challenge, every setback, every obstacle is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to develop resilience, to build mental toughness, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. The strongest people are not the ones who have had it easy. They are the ones who have faced difficulty, pushed through, and come out stronger on the other side. Struggle reveals character. When everything is going well, it's easy to stay positive, stay disciplined, and stay focused. But when things get tough, that's when your true mindset is tested. Do you give up, or do you push forward? Do you let failure define you, or do you learn from it? The way you respond to struggle determines your success. Pain is part of the process. Growth and discomfort go hand in hand. A muscle doesn't grow without resistance. A skill doesn't improve without practice. A person doesn't evolve without challenge. The moments that test you the most are the moments that shape you the most. Every time you push through discomfort, you become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next challenge. Fear is what stops most people from embracing struggle. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But fear is just an illusion. It's a mental barrier, not a real one. The only way to conquer fear is to face it head on. The more you step into discomfort, the more you realize that fear has no power over you. The things you once thought were impossible become possible simply because you had the courage to try. Discomfort is a sign that you are moving forward. If your life feels too easy, if everything is predictable, if you are never challenged, then you are not growing. Growth requires stepping into the unknown, doing things that scare you, and putting yourself in situations that force you to level up. The greatest achievements in life don't come from playing it safe. They come from taking risks, pushing limits, and refusing to settle for less than you are capable of. Failure is not the enemy. In fact, failure is one of the greatest teachers. Every mistake, every setback, every rejection carries a lesson. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never quit. They understand that failure is part of the journey, and they use it to their advantage. They learn, they adjust, and they keep going. Struggle builds resilience. It teaches you how to handle adversity, how to stay focused under pressure, and how to keep moving forward even when things feel impossible. Life will always throw challenges your way, but if you train yourself to embrace struggle, you become unstoppable. Nothing can shake you because you've built the mental strength to handle anything. Your mindset towards struggle determines your future. If you see struggle as a burden, you will always resist growth. But if you see struggle as a blessing, as a chance to become stronger, then every challenge becomes an opportunity. Instead of running from difficulty, you start to welcome it. Instead of fearing discomfort, you start to seek it out. Because you understand that every struggle is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. The people you surround yourself with will either push you forward or hold you back. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your success. If you are constantly around negativity, doubt, and complacency, it will infect your thinking. But if you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, disciplined, and growth-oriented, their energy will push you to become better. Most people don't realize how much their surroundings influence them. They assume they are in full control of their thoughts and actions, but the truth is, the voices you hear every day, the conversations you engage in, and the attitudes of those closest to you all play a role in shaping your mindset. If you spend time with people who complain, blame others, and make excuses, that mindset will start to become your own. But if you are around people who take responsibility, seek solutions, and push themselves to improve, you will naturally start adopting the same behaviors. Growth requires being intentional about your environment. You have to choose who you allow into your space, what kind of conversations you engage in, and what type of energy you absorb. It's not just about avoiding negative people, it's about actively seeking out those who challenge you, inspire you, and push you to level up. Surround yourself with people who are doing what you want to do, who think bigger than you do, and who refuse to settle for mediocrity. One of the biggest traps in life is staying comfortable with the wrong crowd. It's easy to stick with the same people because it feels familiar. But familiarity doesn't always mean growth. Sometimes you have to distance yourself from those who are holding you back, even if they've been in your life for a long time. That doesn't mean you stop caring about them, but it does mean prioritizing your future. The conversations you have daily will determine the way you think. Are the people around you talking about ideas, opportunities, and solutions? Or are they constantly gossiping, complaining, and making excuses? Are they pushing you to do better, or are they convincing you to stay the same? The words you hear repeatedly shape your mindset. If you want to elevate your thinking, you need to surround yourself with people who talk about success, discipline, and self-improvement. Your habits are influenced by your environment. If you're around people who wake up early, work hard, and stay disciplined, you will start mirroring those habits. But if you're surrounded by people who procrastinate, avoid responsibility, and settle for less, those habits will rub off on you too. Success is contagious, and so is mediocrity. That's why it's important to choose an environment that aligns with your goals. A strong environment doesn't just include people, it also includes the information you consume, the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the social media content you engage with. All of it affects your mindset. If you are constantly feeding your mind with negativity, distractions, and useless entertainment, your focus will suffer. But if you are consistently learning, seeking knowledge, and exposing yourself to powerful ideas, your thinking will expand. Growth requires surrounding yourself with those who are ahead of you. If you are always the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Being around people who have already achieved what you want to achieve will challenge you to rise to their level. It will push you out of your comfort zone and force you to grow in ways you never imagined. Sometimes the biggest changes in life come from shifting your environment. When you remove yourself from negativity and place yourself in a space of ambition and growth, your mindset transforms. Your standards get higher, your work ethic improves, and your vision expands. It's not about cutting people off for no reason. It's about making sure that your surroundings are aligned with your future. Your success is not just about what you do, it's also about who you surround yourself with. The right environment will push you to become better, while the wrong environment will keep you stuck. If you want to grow, you have to be intentional about the people, places, and influences in your life. Every conversation, every interaction, every piece of information you consume is either moving you forward or holding you back. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get. If your mindset is weak, negative, or filled with doubt, you will never reach your full potential. But if you develop a mindset of resilience, confidence, and growth, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Most people don't realize that their thoughts shape their reality. They go through life reacting to circumstances, believing that success is based on luck, talent, or external factors. But the truth is, your mindset is the deciding factor in whether you succeed or fail. If you believe you can improve, if you believe you can overcome obstacles, if you believe you are capable of more, then you will take action in alignment with that belief. But if you constantly doubt yourself, if you tell yourself that you're not good enough, if you focus on limitations instead of possibilities, you will stay stuck exactly where you are. A growth mindset is the key to unlocking your potential. People with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities, intelligence, and talents are set in stone. They think that success is reserved for those who are naturally gifted, and they give up easily when faced with difficulty. But people with a growth mindset understand that abilities can be developed, skills can be learned, and improvement is always possible. They see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than as reasons to quit. They embrace failure as a learning experience instead of a sign that they aren't good enough. The way you talk to yourself matters. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not lucky enough, then those thoughts become your reality. But if you start changing the way you speak to yourself, if you replace negative self-talk with positive reinforcement, you will see a shift in your actions and results. Instead of saying, I can't do this, start saying, I will figure this out. Instead of saying, I'm not good at this, say, I am getting better every day. The words you repeat to yourself become the foundation of your mindset, and your mindset shapes your future. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to success, and it exists entirely in the mind. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These are all mental roadblocks that prevent people from taking action. But fear is not real. It's an illusion created by the mind to keep you in your comfort zone. The only way to break through fear is to take action despite it. The more you step into fear, the more you realize that it has no real power over you. Confidence isn't built by waiting until you feel ready. It's built by acting in the face of fear. Your mindset determines how you handle setbacks. Every successful person has faced failure, but what sets them apart is their response to it. Do you see failure as the end, or do you see it as a lesson? Do you let challenges defeat you, or do you use them to grow stronger? Your mindset decides whether you stay down or get back up. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Gratitude is a powerful mindset shift that can change everything. When you focus on what you don't have, you feel discouraged and unmotivated. But when you focus on what you do have, you develop a sense of abundance and appreciation. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to opportunity. It helps you see how far you've come instead of how far you still have to go. When you start each day with gratitude, you train your mind to focus on the positives. And that energy carries into everything you do. Your mindset is shaped by what you feed it. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, whether it's from the news, social media, or toxic people, you will develop a negative outlook on life. But if you fill your mind with inspiration, knowledge, and positive influences, you will develop a mindset that supports growth. What you read, who you listen to, and what you focus on all play a role in shaping your thinking. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing what you allow into your mind. Taking control of your mind